Hey guys, it's Kugli again with another ROM review, and this time I've got the Liquid Remix 9 for the OnePlus 3 on Oreo, so stay tuned for that. So guys, Liquid Remix, oh the day I thought this would come alive. I am a huge fan of Liquid Smooth ROMs. Back in the day, it was one of my daily drivers which I used for quite some time when I was abroad, and I had a blast with it on my S3. It was a great ROM, had weekly updates, it had a Delta update system, it had tons of features, and this one is no less of a slouch, so that is an amazing thing to have. Let's go to the About Phone page. In the About Phone page, you can see I am still using the colors options, and that is inbuilt option available in this ROM, so I am really happy about that. In the About Phone page, you can see Liquid Remix version 9. This is the 22nd 1st 2018 version, which is the latest one as of right now. Android version is 8.1.0, January security patches, clearance status is permissive. What is about this ROM is that it does have a lot of features, and in my opinion a few new features which I haven't seen in other Oreo ROMs. And granted, I haven't tried out a lot of other Oreo ROMs, but for the matter, this one does have a few extra features. Now, first things first, almost everything works. I didn't have any issues with much of the things. I have heard people having issues with Successor. That hasn't been the case. I'm using Magisk things, or the Magisk prompt does not occur every time, so that is a huge plus for me, so that does work out really well. Let's go to the extra settings now. First of all, in the Liquid Lounge setting is where all the extra stuff is. Let's go to the button setting. The button setting, you do have volume rocker panel. You can customize the volume options here, which is pretty cool to have. Hardware key controls is available, but it isn't very dynamic. You don't have a hardware rebinding, which is kind of a huge deal for me. I normally keep double tap the home button for turning off the screen, and that has been how I've been using this, how I've been using all the phones I have for the past couple of months, and it's kind of hard going away from that. But you can use button remapper, but it won't do you good for fingerprint scanner and turning off the screen, so keep that in mind. But you do have hardware keys, so accessible button control is available. Backlight button can be timeout, can be customized. Enable backlight can also be enabled, disabled if you don't want that. Does work out really well. In the gesture option, you do have a USB gesture off, double tapping the power button to jump to camera. It does work out really well. You do have status bar options, lock screen options are available. 3-finger gestures are also available. Screen off power button torch is available, so that's amazing to have. In the lock screen options, you do have lock screen shortcuts, lock screen weather, and also fingerprint and media cover art is also available, which is pretty nice to have. In the miscellaneous options, you do have alarm and wake clock blocker, which is great if you want a little bit more battery life out of your phone. It has scrolling cache, and you can customize the scrolling cache, force enable, force disable, or default enable, or default disable. These are also available options. Navigation bar options are available, and it does have battery bar, and that is something which I have been hearing from a lot of people, that they want battery bar, and this ROM does have battery bar. It does work out. You have all of these settings to customize. It does have gradient, it does have a lot of settings here, and you can pretty much customize everything here, and it does work out really well. I personally don't use that, but hey, it's a nice feature to have. Now it also has the navigation settings, and this is the DUI style navigation bar. You can customize that. It does work out really well. I personally don't use it a lot, so that is just how I am. I normally do it. I have hardware key controls, and I would have liked to have hardware key control binding just because I use that, so that's something there. Notification option, you do have heads up option, you can customize that. Battery lights and notification light can also be customized. Vibrator, call connect, disconnect, and call waiting is also available. Power menu customization is available, and you have all of these settings which you can customize. Something funny which I observed is sound panel is in this tiny little this thing, so it appears cropped. So that's something which I've noticed, so that's something which might have to be corrected in the future build. So yeah, that's something there. Quick setting panel, you do have customization for all of these options. You do have vibrate on touch, smart pull down is available. Now this one interestingly has also got custom header image, and you can see you can enable stuff here. It does work out really well. You can have a static or dynamic. You can customize all of the stuff which you need. You can also browse different headers which is available and stick to one, so that is also available. You can customize that. There is a lot of options here which you can really get into. Works out really well. I've been using this for quite some time now, and I'm really happy about that. Head image shadow can also be customized if you want a little bit more darker image, so that can also be customized, and it does work out really well. I'm really happy about that. Recent panel option, you do have clear all buttons, and also memory bar is available. Button on the right, that is clear all button on the location, can be customized. Hidden app can also be customized from here, so if you are having issues with system application, you can do that. Status bar options are available where you can customize status bar icons from here, so that does work out really well. Brightness control by sliding across the status bar. Display notification, warning color. Liquid logo can be enabled if you want that. I'm not vain enough to do that, so that's something there. Notification ticker can also be enabled or disabled from here, so that is available options in here. And that is it in the liquid lounge options. In the display options, you do have a few things. You have night light, you have color manager, which I have talked about. You do have font and display size enabler, and something which I noticed is that display size does have 400 dpi, which is my favorite setting for a dpi color, because it just works out really well for me. I really like that. Ambient display doesn't have always on here, but it does have new notification. It does work out really well. Double tap to wake on the screen is available, and that does work out. It has been working out really well for me, so it's just normal stuff. Then security options, you do have scramble layout and quick pin unlock, so these options are available. I've been using it, haven't found any options or found any fault with that. OnePlus gestures are available, and you can enable that. It does work out really well, so you can have V for camera, all that. It isn't the other style options which you can customize a lot more, but it's something better than nothing, so it just works out really well. OnePlus buttons are available where you can customize the alert slider. Now I have heard of people having issues with the alert slider, but that is a common issue with Oreo, so there's something we can do about that. The issue is that in the middle position vibrate does not work, so yeah, that is one thing there. And yeah, I guess that should be it about the features then. It is a fairly feature-rich ROM. It does have a few new options which I'm really grateful for, but it does miss out on the hardware key binding, which is kind of important for me. I personally cannot be using this ROM. That's just my opinion though. You can use keymapper, and you can get all the double tap and long press button options with that. It doesn't really work. It doesn't really matter for you guys, but unlock and lock is something which I really do want, so that's something there. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 for features though, because it is a really feature-rich ROM, and I'm really happy about that. Now the battery life. The battery life has been pretty good. I've been getting about 13%, 12 to 13% of active drain, which is amazing. Idle drain on the other hand is not a lot to be desired. I mean, I'm getting about 1.8%, which is really more than what I want, and it kind of balances it out. But this is a stock kernel, you can customize that. The kernel doesn't really have any kernel blocks or wake clock blockers or anything like that, I have checked, but it just works out really well. So yeah, that's something there. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for battery. Now the performance is really great. I got about 146,887 as an average, the last score which I got. Well, in the normal terms, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10 because it's great, it's good enough. Now the stability of the ROM. The stability of the ROM is actually pretty damn impressive. I'm really happy about that. It's been working out really well for me. The stability in all respect, I have restarted this a lot of times, and I did not have the issue where it froze like in other Oreo ROMs. That's something which I really appreciate. And also, as I've already said, Magisk works out of the box. You don't need to give it well, you don't need to press grant every time it asks for permission, so that is something which I have been really happy about. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for stability. Now the camera. This ROM comes with Gcam, and I'm really happy about that. Works out really well. It does have portrait mode also, so that is the latest version of Gcam. This is not the version of Gcam which comes pre-installed with the settings though. I guess that would be the 1.7 beta 3. I'm referring to skull shady release of camera, so I would like that because that would take one step away from what I have to do to get a decent photograph. So that's something there. I really like that. So yeah, camera, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 because it's pretty cool. Now the aesthetics, I've already talked about this. This one does work out. It does have color options. Everything works. I have been happy about that. I did notice a few texture problems here and there. Whenever like there is weather options in here in the ambient display option, the weather option, as you can see, there was a red spot there. Sometimes that doesn't go away. Where it should have been a weather icon, it just doesn't work. I've seen that happen many times. It's not the most good thing to look at, but it does happen rarely, so that's something here. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 though for aesthetics. Now the overall experience. Overall experience is where I talk about why this ROM has been really good for me. For me, it's been a great daily driver. It works out really well. Idle range is not ideal, but you can use an AKT profile. This is an HMP kernel, so you don't have to worry about that. Works out really well. You can use a AKT profile and get great battery life out of this. Works out really well. And the only thing which goes against it is the hardware key rebinding. I'm coming back to that because that's an integral part of my using the phone. So that kind of makes a bad impression for me. So yeah, that's something there. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for overall experience, but it's been a great experience, just that one thing. Let me show you guys the boot animation, which is actually pretty cool. I really like that. So here is the boot animation for Liquid Remix 9.0. I mean, it's a new boot animation. I haven't seen this a lot, so I'm really happy about that. So there you have it, guys. Liquid Remix 2.0 or 9.0, which is great. I love this ROM. It has been great for me, and the overall score is coming to 6.844955, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you consider other ROMs from Oreo space, it's actually a pretty good score. The final score is 6.8 out of 10, and I guess that should wrap it up. It's a great ROM, but I would like to have a little bit more features, especially hardware key rebinding. That's something which I have to have in my ROM, at least something which I would use as a daily driver. So this is a personal thing. Yes, it is. So yeah, I guess that much is it about the ROM then. Hope you guys liked the video. Please share, subscribe, and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time. Bye.